Join me as I challenge myself to spot the red flags in toxic relationships and share how to protect yourself from them, especially if you're over 50. Imagine this. You've spent decades of your life giving, loving, and building relationships, and yet one day you wake up and realize that instead of being cherished, you're being taken for granted. Instead of feeling fulfilled, you feel drained. You've always believed that love should be about companionship, respect, and mutual care. But here you are wondering if you've become a victim of a relationship that no longer serves you. If this resonates with you, stay with me, because today we're diving deep into the reality of relationships over 50. How to avoid falling into patterns that hurt you, and most importantly, how to reclaim your power. Before we get started, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe. If you've ever felt unappreciated or stuck in a relationship that made you question your worth, leave a comment below. I read every one of them, and together we'll break free from these cycles. Now let's get into it. Meet Lisa. She's 56 years old, successful in her career, and finally at a point where she thought she could enjoy life with a loving partner. After her divorce in her late 40s, she took time to heal, to rediscover herself, and to understand what she truly wanted. Then she met Greg, a charming, seemingly kind man who made her laugh in a way she hadn't in years. At first, it was wonderful. Greg was attentive, thoughtful, and always said the right things. But as time passed, subtle changes crept in. He started making little comments about her weight, about how she dressed, about how she should be grateful to have found someone at her age. Lisa, wanting to keep the peace, ignored these red flags. And this is where many people over 50 find themselves. You tell yourself that relationships require compromise, that no one is perfect. But over time, what was once a small compromise becomes a habit of self-sacrifice. You start believing that you should be lucky to have someone, that being alone would be worse than staying in a situation that chips away at your confidence. This mindset is what turns strong, independent people into victims of unhealthy relationships. The silent epidemic of relationship vulnerability. After 50, why does this happen? Why do so many men and women over 50 find themselves trapped in relationships that don't serve them? The answer lies in a combination of factors. For one, there's the fear of being alone. Society tells us that finding love later in life is rare, so when we do, we cling to it, even if it's not right. Then there's the guilt, especially for those who have already been through divorce or heartbreak. You don't want to fail again. You don't want to feel like you're too difficult to love. And finally, there's the conditioning from decades of believing that relationships require endurance, that no matter what, you must be patient, understanding, and forgiving. But here's the truth. Endurance should not mean enduring emotional neglect, manipulation, or control. Breaking free, the power of boundaries and self-worth. Lisa's story could have gone on for years. She could have continued shrinking, allowing herself to be molded into whatever Greg wanted. But one day she had an epiphany. She met an old friend for coffee, someone she hadn't seen in years. As they caught up, Lisa realized how much she had changed, how she had lost the vibrant, confident woman she once was. That night, she went home and wrote down all the times she had ignored her instincts, all the moments she had put Greg's needs before her own, all the things she had sacrificed in the name of keeping the relationship alive. That list was her wake-up call. She knew something had to change, so she did something she hadn't done in years. She put herself first. She set boundaries. She started saying no when something didn't sit right with her. And most importantly, she stopped fearing loneliness because she realized that being alone was far better than being with someone who didn't value her. How you can take back control. If you've been nodding along, seeing yourself in Lisa's story, know this: you are not alone, and you are not powerless. Here's what you can do to ensure you don't become a victim in your relationships over 50. Recognize the signs of an unhealthy relationship. If your partner makes you feel small, unworthy, or like you have to constantly prove your value, something is wrong. Love should never make you question your self-worth. Stop settling out of fear. Loneliness is not the enemy. The real enemy is staying in a situation that erodes your confidence and joy. Reclaim your identity. What did you love before this relationship? What hobbies, dreams, and ambitions did you put on hold? It's time to bring them back. Set firm boundaries. If someone truly loves and respects you, they will respect your boundaries. If they push back, that's a sign they were benefiting from your lack of them. Seek support and community. You don't have to navigate this journey alone. Connect with friends, support groups, or even professional guidance if needed. To give you a deeper perspective, let's talk about James, a 62-year-old man who fell into a similar trap after his wife of 30 years passed away. When he met someone new, he ignored the signs that she was taking advantage of his kindness. Slowly, he found himself giving more and receiving less, justifying it as part of the process of building a new relationship. But when his health declined, he realized she was nowhere to be found when he needed her most. James, like Lisa, had to reclaim his self-worth and start fresh, learning that love should never feel like an obligation. Practical steps for a healthy relationship. Over 50, learn to trust yourself. Again, your intuition is powerful. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Embrace the possibility of new beginnings. Life isn't over at 50, 60, or even 70. You can still find joy, purpose, and love. Prioritize self-love. If you don't love and respect yourself, you risk attracting partners who reflect your insecurities rather than your strengths. Redefine your standards. What do you truly want in a partner? Write it down. Don't settle for anything less. Lisa's and James's stories are not unique. Millions of people over 50 are waking up to the realization that they deserve more. You have spent a lifetime giving, caring, and building others up. Now it's time to do the same for yourself. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let's continue this conversation in the comments. Until next time, remember, you are worthy of love, but most importantly, you are worthy of self-love.